Yeah, all of you. Very good evening. And can you hear me, guys? Here? So, can you able to hear me? Hello, guys. Can you hear me? So, is there any disturbance in my voice? No, right? Yeah. Thank you then.
No, sir. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Let's continue. The next thing, the important concept. Yesterday, I told you super global variables. In this, we have a concept called session and cookie. Let's open our notes file as well, and we will continue discussion by writing some note points as well. Let's go to this. The concept is going to be session and the cookie. These two concepts. So before going to this, I want to know why should I use the concept called cookie and session. Later we will see the session and cookie, how to work with session and cookie, and what are the drawbacks of cookie, what are the advantages of session. We will see one over another. Now the main thing, why should I use the concept called session and a cookie, or cookie and session, whatever it is going to be. The first thing we should know this. Then we can go for the dollar cookie, dollar session. And these two concepts are also called as a state management of an web application. People will call like this also, web application. This is backend, guys. This is state means, some people may know React.js. They may say, state means React, state of the component, something. It is not state of the component. It's going to be state management of the web application by using backend. So if you can see in Java, if anybody know Java, maybe they will call it as a state management objects. I think they will call it as a state management object. See, in every backend programming language, we have the concept called session and cookie. We have the concept called session and cookie. Both are available in every backend management. Oh, sorry, backend programming. There's Java, you go, .NET, you go, Python, you go, PHP. So we have these two things are there, right? First of all, why should I use session and cookie? But before going to this, I want to ask you one thing. How can we transfer the data from one page to another page, one page to another page? So, I mean, what we can use to transfer the data from one page to another page. So, answer is what? Do you know what is answer? I mean, so there is something about page, from about to contact page, contact to some other page and some other page. How we can transfer the data? Do you know? Answer is what? HTTP protocol. You already know this. We discussed it earlier. When I'm discussing form handling with super global variables, get and post, right? So I told you, right? Why we have the same concept here. I think somewhere we written the points. Can you see now? Contact.html data, once you entered and submitted, the data was transferred to save.php. Data was transferred to save.php, either using get method or post method. You know, get and post are the part of protocol. So get method and post methods are the part of HTTP protocol, right? So what is my point here now? How can we transfer the data from one page to another page? So that is called HTTP protocol, 100% only. Now, what is the question? What is a protocol? What is a protocol? So maybe you may have an idea. Generally, we will listen this word also sometimes in the news also. This minister does not follow the protocol. When prime minister visiting in some other state, the government doesn't follow the protocol. People will say like, what is a protocol here? Set of rules and regulations. Simply says, set of rules and regulations. This is called protocol. To whom set of rules and regulations? For you or for me? Okay, for you and for me also, there are some rules and regulations. You want to attend this session, there are some rules and regulations. You want to get job, there is some rules and regulations like this. But here in the programming languages, protocols are the set of rules and regulations to transfer the data. This is the point. To transfer the data, to transfer the data between the network. So from one page to another page, how I can transfer the data securely or unsecurely? Some rules and regulations are there. If you want to transfer the data securely, use post method. You want to transfer the data unsecurely, use get method. There are some rules and regulations. They're all called some rules and regulations. Set of rules and regulations to transfer the data between the network. That's what exactly. Set of rules and regulations to transfer the data between the network. Okay, that is what protocol. Why? Because you see, you want to log into any application or anything you want to do. First of all, you have to open facebook.com. You have to write like this, right? https://facebook.com. Immediately, it will open the login form. In the login form, so see, in front of this https, I think there is no website. So any of the website you want to access without HTTP, without HTTPS, is there any website accessing? No way, right? It is 100% impossible. First of all, everywhere there is going to be HTTP. Can we imagine without HTTP, is there any website? And no, there is no way. There is no way at all. So 100% this is not possible. Do you got any doubt, guys? Here, sir, we have these many protocols like FTP, TCP, UDP, SMTP, such a protocols. A lot of protocols are there. Why we are not using those protocols? Why we are using always HTTP or HTTPS? You believe me or not? Any website you want to open, there should be HTTP or HTTPS. Without that, is there any protocol? There is no protocol, right? Yes. Yes, guys, definitely. Every web application is going to be accessed with the help of protocols only. Why we are using this content? To transfer the data between the network. And what is a protocol, guys? Here, so a protocol is a set of rules and regulations. So some examples you see: HTTP, HTTPS, TCP, and UDP, SMTP, FTP. So like this, we have a lot of protocols are there. You Google for it, you will find a lot of protocols and so on, so on. There are these many protocols are there. Why we are always using these two protocols for accessing a web application? Why not other protocols? Do you got any doubt at any time? That's what we are going to know now. So there is a reason. What is that reason? We will talk about, right? Okay. Finally, do you got the clarity how a data transferred from one page to another page? Yeah. So what is the relation with the protocols and the session and cookie concept? And wait for a second, you will get the clarity why these concept, session and cookie. That's what. First of all, we have to give you some clarity before discussing this. That's what we are talking about now. Protocol. Yeah. Protocol is a set of rules and regulations to transfer the data between the network. Some example protocols are going to be those. Any website you want to access, definitely you will use HTTP or HTTPS, but not other protocols, right? But here I want to discuss there are two types of protocols. Two types of protocols. What are the two types of protocols? You know, stateful protocols. All of you listen this carefully. One more is going to be stateless protocols. Stateless, stateful. There are two types of protocols. One is going to be stateful, one is going to be stateless. Now the point is what? What are stateless? What are stateful? What are the stateful protocols? Give me some example. First of all, what is stateful protocol? What is stateless protocol? Let us write the definition. The protocols, all of you listen this point, the protocols which can remember, R-E-M-E-M-B-R, remember each and every request data, each and every request data, guys. If the protocol can able to remember whatever the data is coming, always, if I am able to remember, I'm stateful protocol. The protocols which can remember each and every request data are called stateful protocols. Stateful protocols. Yep, guys. So obviously, what is stateless then? Yeah, 100%. What is the stateless? The protocols which cannot remember each and every request data are called stateless protocols. Very simple. Stateless protocols, right? Yeah. Can anybody tell me the examples of stateless protocols? Can anybody tell me the examples of stateful protocols? Yep, anybody? Examples. I need the examples of it. Can you guess? I need the examples of stateful. Anybody? Can I expect your answers in chat window? Yeah. No, what I'm asking you, so here I have protocols. Some protocols are there. There are two types of protocols I told you. In this stateful protocols, stateless protocols which can remember in these protocols list, who can remember each and every request data, who cannot each and every request. Protocols list is there. I need some examples of stateful protocols. Now, HTTP, HTTPS, TCP, UDP, SMTP, FTP. In this list, what are the stateful protocols? I mean, that means who can remember the data? Stateful. Yeah, guesses. That's what I want to ask you. Okay. So somebody is saying that FTP is stateful protocol, right? TCP is a stateful protocol. So, okay, telnet something people are saying that fine. So, and so on, FTP, TCP, and so on are come under, right? Obviously, and what are the stateless protocols? HTTP, HTTPS, as per our discussion. You are saying such a thing in the chart window, right? Yeah, that's why I had taken right these. Really, as you said, this is true. These two are the examples of stateful. These two are the examples of stateless. Remember, HTTP, HTTPS protocols cannot remember anything. They are stateless. Simply says they are Gajini. You know, the movie of Gajini. He will forget everything. Right? They will remember some point of time only. After that, he will forget everything. Maybe you people know very well. Same way. TCP and FTP, they can always remember. They cannot forget. Whatever the data we are having, whatever the data we send to the protocol, that can remember. Right? But the stateless protocols cannot remember the data. Now, maybe a question. Sir, if the protocols, HTTP, HTTPS, if they cannot remember the data, why should I use HTTP protocols in the web application? Everything can remember by FTP and TCP, right? Why we are not using them? Because they're all remembering the data. And why these HTTP protocols are not remembering, but why we are using these protocols in the web applications? Remember, there is a reason. Remember, everybody will get this doubt, right? Why TCP and FTP, if they are remembering everything, why we are not using these protocols are not remembering like HTTP, HTTPS, why we are using still HTTP, HTTPS? Maybe have such a kind of doubts we are having. Remember, these protocols cannot remember anything. All of you try to see, and the highlight point we are writing here, conclusion point also maybe. So stateless protocols cannot remember any request data, so that these protocols are very, what are they? Faster. They're very faster only. HTTP protocols are very faster. Why they are very faster? They cannot remember anything. If you are remembering everything, you will always worried. So I cannot remember anything, right? I am a free bird. Like this, these protocols cannot remember anything. That's why they are very faster in the network. And these protocols can remember everything, right? That's why they are very slow, right? So these protocols, remember carefully, these protocols can remember each and every request data. So these protocols are so these protocols are very slow, very slow. Do you understand? Okay. Come here now. So these protocols are very faster, but are they remembering the data? They're not remembering data, right? So these protocols are not remembering the data, but that's why they are very faster. Okay, so that I'm writing a point. Whatever the data, the protocols cannot able to remember. Protocols cannot able to remember that data we can save either in a cookie or session. That's why we are using the concept called cookie and session. What is a cookie? What is a session? Now discussion start. So protocols cannot remember the data. And one more thing, these cookies are what? Cookies and session are super global variables, right? Super global means what? If we can create a cookie or session in one place, that we can access in some other location also, no? Right? That's the reason, Andy. So that is the main reason. Whatever the data, the protocols cannot able to remember that data, we can save either in cookies or session. Cookies are session. That is the reason. Cookies are session. Exactly, guys. This is going to be right. Now, what is a cookie? What is a session? Let's come there. What is a cookie? First, let us talk about the cookie. After that, we will go with the session as well, right? So cookie, now you people know. So I want to play a PDF. Please try to watch the PDF carefully. Now about the cookie. About the cookie. Why cookies? The reason I just want to play one PDF, and I'm thanks to that person who created a nice document. I downloaded this from LinkedIn. Who created this document? Ron Fibish, right? So we will say thanks, but please try to read this. Why websites use cookies? Okay, you guys, I will share this document. Please read this document. It is a very simple thing, diagrammatic approach only. No need to. Let's read the point. Let's say Bob visits a shoe store, shoe website. Hey, can I take a look at your products? Yeah, first you need to sign in. Okay, so you read this every point. Bob successfully logged in the next step. Yes, here are my name and password. He's entering name and password. Yeah, they get processed. Bob wants to check out. And these shoes are great. I want to order them. First, you need to sign in. I already signed in, right? So in this step, I already signed in. Why they are asking again sign in? You want me to ask for every page, you want to ask me sign in, sign in, sign in, right? What? I already did what you are asking. It previously is asking me to log in. I already logged in earlier. First, you need to sign in. That is all I already did it. So this is where cookies comes in. Remember, so in one page, I already logged in. When I am coming to the next page, he's asking me to log in again. How it is, Andy? One time login, or for every page you want me ask to log in? No, right? Yeah, you see. Cookies are small files that website stores on your computer. They help the website to identify you. So at the time of entering your username and email, first the cookies are going to be created. By using that cookie, we can understand who is logged in, who is not logged in. Tell me one thing, you want to see Facebook. If you want to see Facebook without login Facebook, will you see the Facebook? Is it possible? No, it is not possible, right? First of all, you have to log in. When you are logged in, when you're entering your username and password on submit to the server, what server will do? Server will verify the credentials that you entered. So after verifying that, server will create a cookie for you. Cookie is a super global variable. If you can create a cookie in one place, we no need to access in some other page. At the login point of time, cookie created. When you go into the home page, cookie is there now. By seeing the cookie, you are logged in person. I go to checkout page. When I'm going to checkout page, I will check cookie is there or not. If cookie is there, you are logged in person. If cookie is not there, that's what. And we don't want to create a cookie each and every time. One time cookie, if we can create, that we can access in each and every file of your project. That's what they are saying, that you guys can go through this diagrammatic approach and try to understand. And very important, accept cookies, whatever it is going to be. I will share you this document. He's the person who created. I seen this PDF in LinkedIn. I downloaded for you. Fortunately, I found this PDF today. I found this PDF, and this is a very nice PDF. We are discussing the concept called cookies, just 10 pages, very simple information, right? You guys can go through it. Okay, I will share you in your drive link. Right, thank you then. So let's go there. And what is a cookie, guys? See, if you can see, let us write a point. A cookie is a small amount of data. A cookie is a small amount of data or value. Some data or value, and some number, some string, whatever it is going to be, right? It is going to be, a cookie is a small amount of value that can be saved, saved in the browser. Always cookie saves where? In the browsers. Always, and if you say cookie is always going to be saved in browser. There's a cookies always resides in the browser. That's what the cookie concept and right. What is a cookie finally? Nothing. So you are saving some value and it 10. I saved in the cookie. If you see, if you can save $x is equal to 100, this value is available in the file only, within the file only. You know that, right? Within the file only. And you are taking a function, some test function. Inside, you are taking one variable, $y is equal to 100. What is the meaning? This value is available to this function only. This variable is available to the entire file only. But if we can save some value in a cookie, something I'm writing like this value is available for each and every file of your project. How to save a cookie, we will see. How to create a cookie also, we will see, right? So what is a cookie? A cookie is a small amount of data that can be saved in the browser. Cookie data always saved in browsers only, right? So this is the cookie. Inside cookie, what we can save? Some simple values like user logged in, yes, user not logged in, some value. So like this, we can save the cookies, right? I will show you way to save the cookies as well in the browser window, right? So this is the cookie. And here, how to create a cookie? Let us see how to create a cookie in PHP. How to create a cookie by using backend. By using front end also, we can create a cookie. If you know JavaScript, and in JavaScript we can create a cookie also, but not required right now. And how to create a cookie? Try to see. Creating cookie by using set cookie method. What is the method called? Set cookie method. It's a predefined method in PHP. Let's write the point. By using this method, we can create a cookie. By using this method, we can create a cookie. We can create a cookie by using this method. All of you check it carefully. So this is what exactly we are having. By using this method, we can create a cookie. And this method accepts around 7 parameters only. This method accepts around 7 parameters. This method accepts around 7 parameters. You see what are the parameters? Every parameter there is a meaning. I will give you the list, or I will give the parameter list also. Okay, right. So that means what here? So the method will look like this. Set cookie is a method. Inside some mandatory parameters are name and value are the mandatory, and the remaining all are optional. Remaining 5 parameters are going to be optional. First 2 are mandatory. So next one is going to be expiration time. This is going to be expire. Simply I'm writing expiry time. Okay, right, expiry time. This is going to be the path of the cookie. Path of the cookie. So this is going to be secure, I believe, SECURE, secure, and this is going to be HTTP only or something will be there. Let us see this only, HTTP only. Okay, 1 minute. Let me check this set cookie method. I too forget this set cookie method in PHP. Let us check the method, but don't worry, all parameters are not required. You go either this. Anyway, you go to here, they will explain you very neatly about this method. Expiry time, path, and domain. Sorry, yeah, domain and secure. I missed one thing. So path after we are having domain. This is going to be, sometimes we may have main domain, subdomain. The cookie I created is available in the subdomain only, in the same domain only. You have to make it right. Such a way we have to mention the domain also. The domain, the subdomain, right? And the secure, HTTP only. Guys, please try to read these parameters and its values. Options is there, last one, an associative array, which may be the key and expires path. All we can provide in one thing only. Maybe that's why we are having. Don't worry about the 7th parameter. So you just go 8th parameter, I believe that is right. 7 or 8 total. How many parameters are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 parameters are there. Okay, right. So exactly these are the parameters we are having. Check it carefully. All are doesn't required. You don't bother about it, right? So this way you will define the things. Or it is going to be string. This is going to be string. This is going to be number. This is going to be some string, and Boolean values like true and false. One important question on the interview law. Generally, we can create cookies using JavaScript. We can create cookies using PHP. All of you listen this carefully. We can create cookies using JavaScript. We can create cookies using PHP. What is the point here? Sir, if I create a cookie using PHP, can I access the cookie using JavaScript? See, cookie concept available both in JavaScript, both in PHP also. The cookies which I created using PHP, can JavaScript access those cookies? Can JavaScript delete those cookies? Can JavaScript modify those cookies? Yes, by default, JavaScript can access the cookies of PHP. JavaScript can modify, can remove, and everything can do by JavaScript. Yes, that is possible by default. I don't want to allow JavaScript to access my cookies. What do you do? That's the question. What do you do? If I don't want to allow to modify, to create, to change the cookies of PHP by using JavaScript, how can I do this? And remember, this is going to be the option. The two things are there, na? HTTP only and secure. So if we can set this true, it is going to be transferred via protocol only, HTTP only. When true, the cookie will be made accessible only through HTTP protocol. This means that cookie won't accessible by scripting languages such as JavaScript. If you set this value true, what it is meaning? When true, the cookie will be made accessible only through the HTTP protocol. Fine. This means that the cookie won't accessible by the scripting languages. What is the default value? Can you see the default value here? Yeah, the default value is going to be false. False means what? Cookie can able to access by the JavaScript also. But if you don't want to allow this, you have to set the value to true. If you can set the value to true, so they cannot. But remember, anyhow, in cookies, you're not going to save the sensitive information. Remember carefully. Why? Because cookies always saved in the browser. Browser data everybody can watch. Browser data may hack by hackers also. So that cookies you are going to use not for sensitive data, not for secured data. So if you have such a kind of normal data, unsecured data, if you want to save in the browser, yes, we can use the concept called cookie. So secured data, then sessions will be coming to the picture. So we will see this, what exactly this is, right? Okay. Yes, guys. So I'm giving you this link. Please try to go through these parameters, 7 parameters, and go through the description of this. I'm just sharing you this link on free time. Just go through it. A very simple thing. So what is the path available? Expiry time. And one more thing, guys, here we can create 2 types of cookies. Try to see now. Here we can create 2 types of cookies. Generally, there are 2 types of cookies, Andy. 2 types of cookies. 2 types of cookies. What are the 2 types of cookies we are having? 2 types of cookies we are having. What are those 2 types of cookies? And try to see. In-memory cookie, in-memory cookies, and one more is going to be persistent cookies, PRSISTENT, persistent cookies. There are 2 types of cookies again. What is an in-memory cookie? What is a persistent cookie? What is an in-memory cookie? What is a persistent cookie? Very simple thing, don't worry. So the cookies which are created, the cookies, let's write a point here, which are created without expiration time, are called in-memory cookies, That's all only. So in-memory, MEMORY, in-memory cookies. So the same point, what is a persistent cookie? Obviously, cookies which are created with expiration time. The cookies which are created with expiration time are called persistent cookies. Persistent, what is the meaning of persistent? Do you know the meaning? Persistent cookies. That is persistent, and that is going to be in memory. So how to create in-memory cookie? And there is one more point, remember carefully. What is the difference between in-memory and persistent cookies? Yeah, that's also there, right? So we will see this point also. So cookies without expiration time, that means what? These cookies will destroyed automatically, ROYED, destroyed automatically if we can close the browser. If we close the browser, cookies will destroy. For example, you see, you go to internet banking, You close the browser. After closing the browser, if you can come back to the same internet banking, will it ask you to log in again, or will they show the login session? No, they will ask you to log in again. That means what? The data, session data or cookie data will be destroyed if the browser is closes. You see Facebook or Gmail, you logged in, you close the browser, they won't logged out. Again, if you can open the Facebook, already you are logged in. That is what persistent cookie, right? That means what? What I want to go here, try to see. So these cookies are created. These cookies will destroyed. These cookies will destroyed if the expiration time is completed. If the expiration time is completed, not by closing the browser. If we can close the browser, these cookies will never destroy. These cookies never destroy if we can close the browser, right? Let us write the point here. These cookies will never destroyed if we can close the browser. If we can close the browser. If we can close the browser, these cookies will never destroyed. These cookies will always destroyed. If the expiration time is completed, then only these will be done, right? How to create these cookies? Very simple thing. Set cookie and the name and the value. That's all. Only 2 parameters. If we can pass, that is enough only. This is going to be done. And how do we create these cookies? Set cookie. So here we can have name comma value. You see, sorry, name comma value and the expiration. So you have to take something called expiration time in seconds. Expiration time in seconds you have to pass. Current time in number of seconds, you know, right? That we have to pass here. This is a way of creating cookie. That is a way of creating cookie. So if you can set expiration time, yeah, you see some examples also. Set cookie. For the current time, what is the current time? 8:40. For the current time, I want to make the cookie available for 20 minutes, or 1 hour, 2 hours, 2 days, 10 days, 1 year. For the right now onwards, right? Set cookie. I'm writing user ID is a key and the value is going to be some ID, and I'm setting something called time. Do you know this method, time method? PHP time method. It will give the current time in number of seconds now. So plus 3600 I'm going to be provide. Sorry, let's go on top. It's move down. Yes, now you write this 3600 means that what you know, you are going to create a cookie. That cookie is going to be available in your system just for 1 hour. It is available for 1 hour in the system. Exactly, Andy. 1 hour in the things, Andy. That's what exactly the concept of the cookie creation. So now you go there. If you want to create a cookie, very simple thing. So expiration time is not required. Simply if you can create like this, it will be done. Any value. See, this is the data or value. So the value may be a string or a number or anything you can, Boolean or anything you can save inside of it. That is going to be what exactly? Set cookie. Creating a cookie, right? So okay, once cookies are created, we can create cookies in 2 ways, with the expiration time, without expiration time. How can we access the cookies? See, I told you, cookies are super global variables. If you can create a cookie, whatever the cookie it may be, right? One more note point here. Whatever the cookie it may be, if we can create a cookie that is going to be available for each and every of your application, if the cookies are available for each and every page of the web application. This is going to be what exactly? The cookies are available for each and every page of the web application. Yes or not, right? That's what the cookie. The cookies are available for each and every. Don't forget this point. If we can create a cookie in one page, that is available for each and every page. That's what you have to remember. Because super global variable, right? Right? Because what is the point you have to write? Because cookies are super globals. Because cookies are super global. The point you can, don't forget this, very important thing. Right. So then, okay, once a cookie created, how can we access the cookies wherever you want? How can we access the cookies in our web application, in our web page or web application, wherever you want? How can we access the answer, Andy? What is the answer? Your answer is going to be what you know. Your answer is going to be, this is your answer. What is your answer? By using this variable, we can access the cookies data only. Right? What is the variable called? This is the method for creating a cookie. Once a cookie created, by using this super global variable, we can access the cookies wherever you want. We don't want to write a logic, but if it is a JavaScript and creating cookie, we have to write a logic. And accessing cookie also, we have to write logic. But here we are just creating cookie very simply, and accessing logic is going to be very simply. Just pass the name of the cookie. So if you want to access this, the key, cookie key you created, right? This is going to be cookie key that is created by you. What is the key? User ID. If you can pass a user ID, that assigned, the saved value will be come into the things. And now you see echo, I'm writing like this, $_cookie of user ID. If you can write user ID, obviously you will get the value of 2333, something like this, whatever it is going to be. This way you will create the cookies. And one important question in interview, they will ask you, sir, cookies are browser dependent, browser independent? Right, let's write the point. Cookies are browser dependent or independent? Independent, whatever it is, right? What are the cookies, Andy? Cookies are browser dependent, independent? That means what, ante? Sir, if we can create a cookies in Chrome browser, can we access those cookies in Firefox browser? If you can create a cookies in IE browser, can access them Chrome browser? That's what. Cookies are always browser independent. They are not dependent. That means what? We cannot access the one browser cookies into another browser. It is not possible. It is not possible. Let's write a point like this. It is not possible to access the cookies of one browser into another browser. It's not possible, Andy. So that what it is, so that cookies are dependent, independent? So that cookies are independent. All are interview questions, very important. Every point is important here, Andy. Don't neglect this. I'm telling you. So definitely asked concept is an interview, cookies and session. Why cookie, why session, how to create a cookie, how to destroy a cookie, right? By setting negative time, we will say. Later I'll tell you how to destroy a cookie as well here, right? Exactly. So let us see the demo. I told you protocols are stateless, right? Let's go there. What is the point I told you? Protocols are stateless. Protocols are stateless. Let me give the demo also. By creating some files, I just want to make a process also. Let me explain you one small scenario. For example, Andy, I want to send some data from page 1 to page 2. Let us write like this. Where I can write. Let's show you a small demo so that it will be easy to you to understand. Try to see, guys, here. This is going to be, I just want to write like this. Cookies are browser independent or dependent. Okay. So what I want to write here, let us assume a person1, person1.php. Like this I'm creating, don't worry. So from here, I want to send some data to p2.php. From here, I want to send some data to p3.php. From here, I want to send the data to p4.php. Okay, now this is the thing. p1, p2, p3, p4.php. Like this, I want to create. Right? Exactly. Whatever the data you entered here, it should be sent to p2. Whatever the data you entered, it should go to P3. And finally, in the P4, we will collect the data of P1, P2, P3, and we will see. Okay, let's create whether data is coming or not. First, we need to check it. If the data is not coming, how? But remember, whatever the data that you are entering in the P1, by using HTTP protocols post method, we will transfer the data to P2. In P2, whatever the data you are entering here, by using HTTP protocols post method, we will transfer it. Whatever the data we are entering, HTTP protocols post method. Let me show you practically so that you will understand. Okay, so come here. Let's create quickly 4 files here. So I'm going to create a file, HTML Let me show you. You will understand. Give me a second, please. So you watch this. I'm creating a file with name p1.php, person1.php. Let us assume like this. Quickly create a small form. Head open, head close. Just simply let us write the point like this. Try to understand. You will get the problem for the problem solution. Let's write person1. Person1. Let's write like this. Right. Let's have a form, small form guys here. Form with one field. Post method always. If we can submit here, we have to go to p2.php. I told you, right? In the flow, can you see p2.php? I have to go. That means what? In this p1, you're entering some data, we're submitting. By using post method, we will transfer the data to p2. That's why I written like this. Okay. Let's create a small text box also. Please carefully check this. Let's write something called number1. I am writing. This is going to be number1. Input type equal to text. Name is equal to num1. Okay, take the text box name as num1. Please remember, text box name is going to be num1. You take any name, num1, num2, or anything, you take it. Okay, so or else you take like this also, num1, like this also we write it. Okay, keep it in mind. And let's have a submit button. Input type equal to submit. Value equal to simply go. Write the go. On click the go button, you have to go to the page. Well, let us execute the p1.php. Can we see localhost 8 p.m. Yeah, let us run the file p1.php. p1.php. You see, this is the person1. By entering some data, entered value 10, you submitted. Where you went? You went to p2. But p2 is not created yet, right? Let's create the p2 as well. Copy the same code, paste here, save the file with a name called p2.php. See, I'm just showing the problem. And for this, what is the solution? Later, I will show you in depth way also. P3. If you can submit here, you have to go to P3. And let us make this is going to be number2. So this is going to be num2. You write simply called num2. And this is going to be go. Okay, now, right. So like this P3 also, I'm going to create, this is also going to be p3.php, create a file. So this is going to be 3 person3. So if you can submit here, you have to go to P4. In the P4, we will collect all the data, right? Let's make this also num3, THREE, num3. This is going to be num3. Okay, right. So finally, in P4, what it is going to be have here, right? Let us save the file p4.php, and this is going to be what? Nothing. We have to collect. How do we collect the form data? This is the post method, right? Post method num1. This is the post method num2, post method num3. So what I want to do, let's write n1 is equal to $_post of num1. I'm writing this only. Num1 at the first text box value we are reading. Second text box value I am reading. Third text box value I am reading. 3 num3. And change the variables also n2, n3. And let us write $sum is equal to very simple program. Right? So I'm writing $n1 plus $n2 plus $n3. This is going to be something. This is going to be echo the sum is. I'm writing like this. The sum is $sum. Like this, we will write it only. Yeah. So I written like this, and let us see this now. So once you submit the data, where you will go? Can you see, guys, here? Let us go and execute this p1.php. You have to come with p1.php. First execute p1. Don't execute p2, p3, p4. Execute p1. This is the flow now. One flow. And in this, you're entering value 10. Submit this. Where you went? You went to person2. In this, I'm entering the value 20. You submit this. Where you went? person3. If you can enter submit 10, 20, 30, you will go to P4. In the P4, what are you doing, guys, here? You are collecting all these three form values and you are summing them, right? Can anybody guess what is the output of the program in the P4? If you can understand the concept. Anybody tell me what is the output of the program in P4? In the first value, I entered 10. That means what I want to tell you, in my flow diagram, you entered the value 10 here. Okay, you entered the value 10, you submitted. You entered the value 20, you submitted. You entered the value 30, you submitted. In the P4, what is the value I can see? In the P4, any guesses? So the sum is 70, the sum is 60, 10, 20, 30. Okay. Any other guesses? I seen two guesses. One is 70, one is 60. Yeah, people are saying 60, right? Any other guesses? Yes, any other guesses? What is output, guys, here? You people are saying 60, right? And let me submit this. Are you getting 60? Are you getting 60? No, we are not getting 60. What are you getting? You are getting only 30. And what is this num1? Undefined. Num2 undefined. Guys, I told you, you are transferring the data with the help of HTTP protocol, na? Right? You are transferring data via HTTP protocol. HTTP protocol cannot remember the request data I told you, na? Remember, HTTP protocol can remember the current request data. You see, P1 low, you entered 10. On submit, it went to P2. P2 low, we will see 10 also. But not the, see, when you are submitting 20, it cannot. Remember, P1.php, you entered 10, you submitted, then you went to P2. In P2, you're entering 20. What HTTP protocol will do, it cannot remember the previous request data. It will remember the current page data only. I mean, when P2 is sending 20, it cannot send the 10. Why? Because protocol, forget the value 10. It can remember the current page data only. It cannot remember the previous request data. It can remember the current page data only. That means what? See, the data you entered P1, you will transfer to P2. You think a doubt. If you have any doubt, you go and here you enter the value. Let's check this. Echo $_post of num1 value. Try to get it here. Num1 value I'm trying to get. If it is submitted, it will come to the value. Na? You are submitting the value. If you submit the value in P1, value will be transferred to P2. Okay, so in P2, let us see this now. Now if we can submit in P2, it will go to the P3, right? Num1 and num2. Let us go and check this now. Num1 and num2. Let us see this, whether these values are coming to this or not, right? Let's go back again. Let's run the page now. P1.php, submit the value, and you see header 10. You see the entered value 10 went to P2.php now. When you are entering the value 20, if you can submit, remember, protocol cannot remember the previous request data. It can remember is data only. Now this data 20 was transferred to 3. You see, 20 only we are getting, not the num1 we are getting. Why? Because protocols cannot remember the data. I told you, right? Now you're entering the value to 30. Then what is going to happen in this? This 30 cannot remembered by the P3. Now you will see only, sorry, 20. The 30, where you entered 30, 30 and 30 is P3 now. Yeah, P3 and P4 is the current request. That is immediate request data they can remember, but not the previous request data. Protocols can remember immediate request. Where you send the data, that's all it can remember. Once it sends the data, it will forget everything. It cannot remember the data. Whatever the data, the protocol is not able to remember. That data you have to save where? Cookie or session, right? That's the point we told you. So then what I need to do? So P1 value you're entering and you're submitting. After that, it will go to P2. So in this, I have to save this value into the cookie. How to create a cookie, guys? Here, there is something called set cookie in this, right? This is going to be num1. The cookie name could be anything, Andy. You take any name of the cookie, no problem. So this is going to be the value you are saving dynamically. Name of the cookie could be anything. Value should be the value that you entered in the form. Same way, save this file, and you go there and you remove this num1, we cannot get it here. So the same thing what I'm doing here, set cookie, and let's make some string guys here. This is going to be, so this is going to be num2. I'm going to write this exactly. This is cookie created. So how can we access the cookie values? Here we are unable to access this. This is not possible to access this. How can we access this value? This is not possible. And how can we access this value? So in place of it, you have to write what? Cookie. Cookie of num1, cookie of num2. That's why you have to write it. This is the way of accessing cookie values. Let me go and run the file. Earlier, we are unable to get the values. Now let us see now whether we are able to get or not. Let us enter the values 10, submit this. Let us enter the value 20, submit this. Let us enter the value 30 and submit this. What is the output now? You have to get 60. Now your state is managed properly. Whatever the data, the protocols forget, cookies are remembering them. If you can create a cookie, I told you, we can access them wherever you want, right? See, you open any one of the file which you created earlier back. Now you see, I just want to open one file, welcome.php. This is created on the starting session. Let us try to access the cookie. Print underscore r of, I want to write dollar underscore cookies is a super global variable now. Let's access the cookie. And let us execute this welcome.php. But you created a cookie in P2 and P3, but I want to access the cookies in some other location. Like, can we access this? Let's go for this welcome.php. You see cookie values are there now, num1 and num2. That's what cookie is a super global variable. The protocol may not remember the data which is entered in the P1, P2 by P3 or in P4. We can save the data in the cookie. If you save the data in the cookie, wherever we want, however we want, whenever we want, we can access it. Now you can come back here. How can we see? I told you, cookie data always saved in the browser window, right? How can we see the browser data? How can we see the cookies in the browser? So you see, in my URL, just beside there is an information icon. Click on the information icon. You see there is a symbol called cookies and sites data. Click on this. And if you can click on this, maybe you will see the information cookies. Why this is not coming? So I have to see the cookie data. So why I was unable to see? Yeah, maybe I have to click this. Yeah, you click this localhost. So earlier it shows the cookies, but it is not showing the cookies. Oh my God, why this is not showing the cookie information? Give me a second, please. Location, site settings, manage cookies and site data, localhost cookies. Done. If I click the done, but we can see the cookie data here only, but I think these people have changed the option. I need to check that option. So privacy and security, where this is location, camera, performance, appearance, system. We can see the cookie data only, but unable to show you right now. But earlier we have an option. We can see the appearance. Maybe this is show on left, show on right. This is not the right place, I believe. Or let us search for these cookies. COOKIES cookies. You search for the cookie, clear the browsing data and the cookies and other site data. Click this. Maybe I want to see the data which I saved in the cookies. Yeah, maybe this is some other. But why I was unable to see the cookie data? See the values we can see. But somewhere I will find the cookies and don't worry. See all data permission. Actually, by just clicking this, we will see the data only. We don't want to go anywhere actually. By clicking this, we will see the cookie and other sites data. Why this is coming, I don't know. And but here directly we will see the data. What it is, review the list of, this is coming like this. Don't, no, this is not the place. They changed the location only in this browser. So we will see you that option, right? Don't worry. But this data always saved in the cookies only. But if you can delete the cookie, we cannot see the data. Now you see, you go and delete the data. Yep, you delete the cookie, localhost cookies, you done. And you reload. If you can reload, we cannot see the data. See, cookie data was gone. But this is enough, right? So earlier I told you cookies are saved in the browser, but earlier browser will show us cookies information also, but it is not showing right now. It's not a problem. Right now, the cookies you created, can we access the cookies here? No. If we can delete cookies in one place in the browser, everywhere we will see only 30 only. Why? Because cookie, num1 cookie, num2 cookie was deleted from the browser. So this is the way of working with cookie only, right? And let's see tomorrow about the session. But before going to the session, why should I use the session? What are the drawbacks of the cookies? How to overcome, how to solve the drawbacks of the cookies that I will show you. And tomorrow we will discuss about persistent cookie also, how to create a persistent cookie. I mean, so after specific time has been completed only, we want to create the cookie. Such a kind of drawbacks we will see. After that, how to overcome those drawbacks by using session, we will discuss about it, right? So final goal is what here? Why should I use a session and a cookie, right? So because of the protocols. Why protocols? Protocols are stateless. They cannot remember the data. Whatever the data, the protocols cannot remember that data we will save in cookie. So why should I save in cookie only? Because cookie is a super global variable. If we save data in a cookie, that we can access wherever we want, right? And cookie is a super global variable. You are creating a cookie in one file that is available into some other file also in our application or project. Yes, guys, this is all about the purpose of the session and cookie and the cookie, how to create a cookie, how to access a cookie, right? Yeah, carry on if you have any doubts. I'm stopping this recording.